Good day, Junior Tuckies, and to anybody else who might be tuning in. Welcome to this English home language lesson for grade 10. We are going to be focusing on writing paragraph conventions, okay? And we're going to take a close look at syntax and semantics. This is the activity video, so welcome. I'm guessing that you've already gone through the theory video, and that's why you're here. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's dive right into activity 1. It says reorganize these sentences into the correct syntax, which means order/arrangement. They won't tell you that in the exam, so I suggest you write that down. You may use punctuation as necessary. I'm going to reveal all of the lines here, and then we are going to pause the video. Sorry, I cannot multitask. I was clicking to get the sentences to appear. Yes, pause this video and try do this on your own, okay? And see if you're happy with doing a syntax video before we look at the memo, because we don't learn like that, okay? We learn by trial and error. How was that? I hope that it wasn't too tricky for you. Let us look at the memo. So for question number 1, I am going to sound so ridiculous saying these sentences, but let's just get into it. Snakes fear due to my going into the zoo I will not be. All right. The answer, due to my fear of snakes, comma, I will not be going into the zoo. Okay. I will not be going to the zoo due to my fear of snakes is another way to put this. Due is just it's a synonym for because. Okay, it's more formal. I like it. It's quite a short word and it's very formal. So yes, due means because. So I hope that you used it as the correct conjunction there. Number 2, open battle when to keep my eyes when tired am. This is so difficult. When I am tired, my eyes battle to keep open. Okay, that was the answer that we were looking for. Ooh, you could also say, my eyes battle to keep open when I am tired. Okay. Number 3, the shining is down the sun pavement on. Okay, the answer, the sun is shining down on the pavement. We've got the subject, we've got the object, the syntax is where it needs to be. Number 4, until it got fed, the dog hungry around the house following its owner was. Answer, the hungry dog was following its owner around the house until it got fed. Now don't get me wrong, you are still understandable in these sentences that are technically incorrect. Our job here is to just make sure that they're perfect. But if this is your second language, you're doing much better than I could do in any other language, so hang in there. This exercise is just about making sure that your sentence structure is perfect. But if you are understandable in another language, I am so proud of you. Number 5, when begins 7 a.m.? It is the rooster to crow. Answer, it is 7 a.m. when the rooster begins to crow. Or, when it is 7 a.m., the rooster begins to crow. For activity 2, it asks you to provide an accurate definition for the following words: chair, animal, and plant. And at first you might think, well, this is so easy. I'll just grab a dictionary. Don't you dare. Okay, put that dictionary down. And you'll see that I purposely tried to find words that were as vague as possible. Look at these chairs, guys. Really look at them for a second. They're extremely different to describe. Imagine somebody cannot see and you are talking about a chair. Okay, what similarities do they have? What differences do they have? They're obviously not always padded with a cushion. Okay, yeah. So I want you to really think about that, okay? Animals, another extremely vague word. What are human beings animals? Some might argue absolutely they are. But if you were to write a dictionary definition for somebody who had never heard of the concept of grouping animals, they were just very far away from isolation. You know, there's still people like that. It's actually fascinating. They try and get drones and helicopters there, and they shoot arrows at them and stuff. So you're trying to describe the word animal to someone like that. I mean, it's not so easy. Okay, this is a lesson in semantics, by the way. Um, and the last word is plant again. Oh my goodness, if you just walk around in a natural place, you'll see the diversity of plants as well. How on earth do we label this entire group of beings? Okay, so I really want you to think about this and to try and give definitions. Please pause the video now so that there's no cheating. All right, so this is the memo for activity 2. Okay, the first definition, chair. Piece of furniture for one person to sit on with a back, a seat, and 4 legs. I did reference the dictionary that I used at the end. Please stick around for that, sorry. Okay, number 2, animal. A creature that is not a bird, a fish, a reptile, an insect, or a human. You know what? I couldn't believe that definition. That just shows how vague the concept of animal is, because you could definitely argue with that. And also, it's just omitting certain creatures from its definition, but it's not actually putting forward a definition, because you can't say with 2 legs, with 4 legs. No, because it's extremely tricky to define animal. The longer you think about it, the more you're like, whoa. And last but not least, the word plant, a living thing that grows in the earth and usually has a stem, leaves, and roots, especially one that is smaller than a tree or bush. That's the definition of a plant. Honestly, I would define a bush as a plant. I don't know. You know, it's so up for debate when it comes to words this vague. As long as you gave sort of a definition that you thought would vaguely describe what you're trying to say, I think you did a really good job. So the point of the semantics exercise was to show you that vague definitions are actually quite tricky, because it leaves so much room for context and interpretation. And therefore, if you want your semantics, the words that you choose, to be clearly communicated to your audience so that they interpret it exactly how you want it to be interpreted, or it's open to many, many, many interpretations like a poem, you know, you've done a really excellent job and you've really thought about your semantics. But if you're writing, it's a good idea to use as much detail as possible, as many powerful words as possible. Yeah, and also reread your sentences, okay? Because sometimes they read differently to others, and you can see that when you reread. And this will ensure no miscommunication. And thus marks the end of our syntax and semantics practice lesson. Thank you so much for working hard on this. I hope that you understand this concept, and going forward, you find these questions to be a breeze.